Looks like I'm on. There we go. And put that back around. All right, people. What am I doing on today? Wasn't I just on Twitch a little bit while ago? And let me just move this. I'm not trying to cover that. Okay, cool. And what am I doing today? And wasn't I on Twitch just a little while ago? Yes, I was. I had a successful Sunday afternoon Kingdom Hearts. And with that Sunday afternoon Kingdom Hearts, I actually beat the game. But why am I on right now? Well, I'm on today because I actually sit back and watch a lot of the videos on YouTube. And quite frankly, what kind of gets me, and I'm not in the bashing flat earthers community. Their head has been bashed in enough, so we don't need to like do even further damage to kick somebody while they're down. But a lot of people are just irreverent. Why do I say a lot of people are just irreverent? Well, because they feel that they have a point to make about something, and even though they fight to stand against certain things, and even though they fight to be they fight in a just fight to be able to say and defend what they want to say or do, sometimes these people hitch their carts up to just ideas that just don't make sense to me. And what do I mean by that? I see a lot of people that, well, they hate social justice warriors. And I get it. No one wants to be controlled. No one wants to actually be able to be told what to say or how to say it. But the same mistake that people actually accuse one side of, they commit the fallacy themselves. Now, I don't mean that it's a fallacy of, equivocation and things are, one side is bad as the other. The problem comes where you see a lot of people that, well, quite frankly, it's not that they want to have social justice. No. They're just totalitarian as everyone else. They just want to be on the in crowd. They want to actually be able to say, I'm on the right side. Where you don't examine your arguments. Now, I am not going to be the one to say that there is no prejudice in the world. I'm not going to be to say there's no misogyny or whatever that shit that women are against men. No, it is. We're humans. We have so much tribalism, it's ridiculous. And the fact that we sit up here and actually try to rationalize that, well, him bad, so him is okay to be in a bad category. Well, that's pretty stupid. And I know I said this on a post before. The fact is, humans, we're better than most animals. Notice I said most animals because we are still animals. But humans are better than most animals. We can decide between one or the other. And that's kind of the problem. A lot of humans don't want shades of gray. And with that, they would rather other somebody versus being able to sit back and learn or understand. And it's okay to say someone has a valid point, even if you don't agree with it. But sadly, most of us don't actually know how to discern a valid point from an accurate point. We see it all the time. We see all these binaries all the time, and it's just so fucking upsetting that we can't think about one situation, then focus on the next. Someone doesn't like us, so they have to hate us. And because they hate us, then they're bad people because we're good people. Someone doesn't believe the same religion that we believe. Well, they're blasphemous, so they must be going to hell. Someone one time said something that I didn't like or treated me a certain way. So all of those people that look like that person, or all of the people that sound like that person, they're bad. Look, I'm not saying that I don't go through life with the same biases that everyone else is. My main bias is you guys are mortals and you guys are primitive and stupid. And me being a higher being, I have to recognize that sometimes you may grow. But seriously, guys, really, one has thinking more about someone else as an individual have been harmful. Does it make you question your reality? Oh yes, it makes you question your reality. Does it make you question your presumed assumptions? Of course it does. But that's the purpose. That's the feature, not the bug. Because anytime you want to just make those people, well, what are the characteristics of those people? What makes those people wrong or bad or in some way different than what they should be? Why are those people such a bad thing? Now, if it was up to me, I give the world telepathy. Oh yes. Yeah, before they kicked me out of the realm of the, well, I can't say anymore. I would give everyone telepathy for about, I can't say a day because you humans will destroy yourselves, but I give everyone telepathy for about an hour and make them sit in a room of the people that they feel are beneath them. Trying to control that, but that goes out the window. Because God damn it, if you had to think about that person and truly learn empathy, the world would be such a better place. And I'm not talking that pitiful shit called pity or sympathy, where you say, I'm sorry you feel that way. No. Please understand empathy. And that doesn't mean that everyone is always right. No. Put yourself in that person's shoes. It used to be a phrase, but by the grace of God, I would be that person. But really think, if you were in that person's shoes, lived their whole life the way that they did, experienced everything that they've experienced, how would you be? And that's the crux of the situation. That's where a lot of people just don't see it. So, let's get to some examples. You live in a far-flung suburb, and your town had jobs. and now they don't. And you see someone who isn't working as hard as you are, but they still get to live and they still get to enjoy things, and you are just stuck in a place where life is hard. You don't have it as good as your parents are. And you get somebody that lives in the city and who's claimed they've been oppressed all their life, and all of a sudden you get the idea that, hey, they may not be working as hard as you are. That doesn't mean that they're less of a person. It means that their situation is different. It doesn't mean that just because you hear that somebody is oppressed and you don't have the same oppressions as another person doesn't mean that your oppressions are less real. I am tired of the suffering Olympics. Well, I've done this and I've done that, and they don't deserve that. Stop with the suffering Olympics. We all suffer. Man, when I hear that these people that say that they have no right to complain in any fashion or form. I grew up in Chicago, and I just so happened to be lucky enough or fortunate enough to be able to interact and meet and learn about so many people. And yes, it was actually on the south side of Chicago. And being on the south side of Chicago, you have so many people that you interact with. And when I grew up, I actually started mingling with people out in the south suburbs of Chicago. And one thing that always stuck out to me is the fact that we all suffer in different ways. And it doesn't mean that it's just one person suffering is worse than the other. There are parts of Chicago where people that are not minorities suffer just as much as minorities. Does that make their suffering any less real? No, it doesn't. We all suffer in different ways. No, I don't face the same things that a woman will face. I get that. But that doesn't mean that I don't suffer myself. And no, I don't. Hey, somebody that lives, I'm in the suburbs now, somebody that lives in the better parts of, I don't know, say a suburb like Bolingbrook, they may not suffer the same way I suffer, but I've been to the parts of Bolingbrook where it's not pretty. Here's the thing, we all suffer. We all should want social justice. We all should want everybody to have equality in opportunity. Now, what does equality in opportunity mean? It means just that. It means to have a blank slate. And no, I am not advocating for a system of communism. I know that will never be a way of life because people are just greedy. Do I advocate for democratic socialism? Yeah, because that means that there are certain things that are protected. And for everyone who says that freedom should go unbound, good. There's a country for you that your freedom will go unbound. It's called Somalia. Have fun. But as long as we live in a society together, as long as we live in a place where we can just learn to be able to work together, you don't have to like me, but I'm guarantee you that I'm going to make you work to hate me. And before you start working to hate me, God damn it, I'm going to show you why you're going to respect me. It doesn't mean that you have to like me. It doesn't mean that you have to love me. All it means is that you have to respect me. And God damn it, I will respect you. Except for the idiots. You know, idiots, if you're just too stupid that you're snuffing paste like you're 5 years old, then yeah, I get an opportunity to laugh at you. Yeah. That don't mean you're less human. That just means that I get an opportunity to laugh at you. But this is the internet. Hey, what can I say? But that's a sidetrack. What's up? I'm sorry I haven't been paying attention to the chat. Mic is, let me pull up my app. All right, I'm pulling up my app. But what's up in Detroit? What's up? I'm gonna actually say this, and you guys, I'm telling you, I am so telling you that we all are people. Show me the freaking lines on the motherfucking globe. Now, we may come from different backgrounds. We may come from different families. But when it comes down to it, we all are people. We all have suffering. We all have different histories. We all have different pains. We all have different sufferings. But we can all have different joys. Keep in mind, if you are at anywhere near a religious person, every religion tells you, except for the super crazy ones, tell you that we all come from the same place. Hell, science says we all come from the same gene pool. And that's the saddest part about it. The human race are so genetically identical that we still have recessive genes that show that we have inbred it. And when I say that it is so bad, I mean humans. I don't mean all the other species and stuff like that. I mean humans. There was a time where we had 30 reproducing women in the world. We have spread out over this grand globe to learn, to experience things differently. And because of that, that's not a weakness, that's a strength. And when we actually stand together, we can go for justice. I am not telling you you cannot hold your racist or bigoted beliefs. Far from it. Fine, hold those beliefs. But do like most Christians and don't act on your beliefs. I'm sorry, a low blow. But give me the opportunity for you to get to know me. Give those who you hate the opportunity for you to get to know them. Don't just sit back and say, well, those people are bad. The reason I'm saying that is because, and you get it, you see it, you've heard it. You've heard those people that say as well, I'm not racist, I have one black friend. Or I'm not racist, I have one Mexican friend. And it sits back and it stings me because they've made the exception for that one person. But they won't make an exception for everyone else. I personally think that if you're racist, a lot of it is fear. If you're so scared to learn about other people. And that's not saying that you're stupid or you can't comprehend things. But if you're a racist person, you're so scared to learn. And what happens in those cases where you're not scared anymore? What happens in those cases where you just learn and you get to know somebody that is different from you? What happens in those cases where you may actually, hell, you may be actually confirm your biases. But you never know until you learn. You never know what type of person someone is until you actually sit down and you talk to them and you think, what was that me? What if that was me? Now, I'm not saying that we're all going to be all lovey-dovey and all that other good shit. That's a pipe dream. The reason why that's a pipe dream, well, quite frankly, still humans. We're still things that want to be able to control everything around them and protect themselves from anything and everything. We're still creatures where self-preservation is number one and key. So, am I saying that we're going to get rid of racism, tribalism, or all those isms where it favors one group over the next? No. But when you have a tool, when you know a tool that you can actually work around, maybe you can actually understand a little bit better of a culture. And that's what we're really looking at, people. That's what the real problem is, a culture. You're scared of a culture that's not yours. And okay, I get it. Most creatures fear what they can't readily control or understand. That's the nature of mystery. That's the nature of horror. You never see a horror movie about something that's easily controlled. You never see a horror movie about water that sits in a glass and is all nice and clean. No, you see a horror movie about water that flushes and flows and ebbs and flourishes all over uncontrolled. And if something as necessary as water can be scary, what about the unpredictable of that human being? Now, I've been kind of going on for the last, 10, 15 minutes. And quite frankly, yeah, don't know what else to say. I would encourage you, just learn something about somebody else. You don't have to even like them, but learn something about somebody else. And I think that's the biggest fear that a lot of people have. That other person they learn something about, not that they may find something that they don't like, but they may find something that they do like, and they can't other them people. You have it's a guy, and I'm gonna do a couple of anecdotes. It's a guy. He's a bus driver, and he actually, I think his total was 38 Klans members clothes, and he never came to them and told them that they were stupid. Far from it. He just talked with them, and he got so many people to just leave the Klan. And it wasn't some kumbaya moment. It wasn't some, well, I have the truth from the high. No, it was, this is my name. I ask you, if you feel that you're so wrong, why aren't you a social justice? Why aren't you? Why don't you want social justice? And please, if you're for equality, tell me what your equality is. Why aren't you? Why aren't you for social justice? Because a lot of the reasons why I hear these people that hate social justice is because they feel that their speech is being repressed. What did you say? Could what you have said be considered as an asshole? Probably so. Do people that are not racist or this or that are assholes? Oh, me, I'm an asshole. But why do you feel you're being targeted? Why do you feel that you're being held back? Why do you feel that because you want traditional values, why do you feel that you're being looked at so wrong? Why do you feel that when people say minorities need the same representation, why do you see that as a bad thing? It's an interesting time that we're living in 2018. Current year argument. We had so many people, and I did a review for it. We had so many people talk about Black Panther before it came out, but no one talked about how, you know, there are other parts of Marvel where it's clearly not Black Panther. Now, I wasn't surprised at the hype. I wasn't surprised that it was a good movie or things of that nature. I actually know a little bit about Black Panther from cartoons and from some minor stuff. I knew how great he was. But people were just so surprised. And this is for everybody. People were just surprised at the caliber of movie it was. And it was just one of those things where it's just like, guys, just find out. Find out. Find out. Find more out. Well, it's about 6:02. I'm actually heading off. I've been preaching and proselytizing for the last half an hour. I don't know. I want to actually draw some more today. I actually got my Guardians picture done. Yeah, when I get it done, I'm gonna pop it right there on top. Yeah, I kind of did them out of order, but who cares? I thank everybody to being able to sit back and watch. And I'm going to end with this story. And I don't know if it's been proven apocryphal or not. When Dr. King sat back and was marching, he was marching for different workers. And it was a guy white guy, he was doing a counter march. And King simply asked him, "How much do you make?" He told King how much he made. And King's first reply was, "Why are you standing over there? You should be with us. We're not just marching for these black people, the women, or anything of that nature. We're marching for you all. So I ask you, why aren't you a social justice warrior?" Guys, like I always say at this time, always keep thinking and think more. Peace.